the most realistic online racing sim ever made. This is iRacing. Detailed laser scan tracks, fully dynamic real world cars, and over 50 series to choose from. 6 online world championships offering over $100,000 in annual prizes. This is the original esport racing game. This is iRacing.
Premier Racing Setups is the longest running setup shop on iRacing. Our monthly subscription options start as low as $20 a month. We offer setups for dirt oval, asphalt oval, and road racing, covering a wide range of cars and skill levels. Built and tested by top-tier sim racers, this isn't just a business, it's a community of competitive drivers. If you want to better your iRacing experience, head over to PremierRacingSetups.com today. And remember, if you don't get one, you're going to chase one.
Well, hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Turn 3 Racing Network. As tonight we're here at Talladega with OP. This OP Super Speedway premiere. Dang it, Dave, you messed me up.
Well, I mean, I'm glad I can start off on the right foot here tonight, but it's the OP Premier Super Speedway series.
It's your fault, Dave.
I got it right for once. It's typically my fault, so I mean.
Well, qualifying is underway. And right now, Anthony English on top of the leaderboard, the 46. David Overstreet going to jump up into 8th place. Championship contender Nate Warren crossed the line in 9th. Anthony English, another championship contender. He is on top of the leaderboard with a 54.56. So time's starting to come in quick now. Just a 5-minute qualifying session, and we're down to less than 2 minutes to go.
You know, KR, I'm looking at a pretty crowded scoring chart here. Typically, we don't see this amount of drivers actually qualifying, but I think we're going to get 20 out of the 22 laying down a qualifying time. I know that might sound weird, but just a little, I don't know, a little bit weird that everybody is actually laying down qualifying times.
Yeah, it looks like Lynn McNeese and Sean Stevens not going to take a qualifying time. We'll start at the back of this field. Logan Helton on his time lap. And with that being said, we're going to step away for the national anthem. No one go anywhere. We'll be back with tonight's starting lineup.
We take you down onto the track for our opening ceremonies.
Ladies and gentlemen, please rise. Please remove your hats.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous flight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, as we are ready to line them up on the grid. Let's go through our starting lineup for this one. In your first 5 rows, here we go. Row number 1, Anthony English and Jeff Crosby Jr. Row 2 will be the 14 of Vicente Guerrero and the 126 of Robert DuPont. Row 3, Everett Lane in the 24 and Peter deBorja in the 42. Row number 4 going to be Zach Fritsch and Adam Kilday. Row 5, Jeff Crosby Sr. in the 17 of Jimmy Reynolds.
And back in row number 6 tonight, the 071 of Eric Laurie and the 71 of Sean McCara. It's kind of awkward right there, 2KR. Just going to point that out. The 071 beside the 71. Don't get them mixed up on the start of tonight's race. But anyways, back in row number 7, Mark Mann, Zach Workman, Andy Briganti, and Dave Hunt. Back in row number 8. Row number 9, David Overstreet and Nathan Warren. Finishing out the final 2 spots inside the top 20, 62 of Les Levy. The 63 of Logan Helton, final 2 drivers in the field tonight. 27 of Sean Stevens, our fuel economy expert, going to start from the rear of the field tonight. And the 84 of Lynn McNeese, going to be Shotgun Sally. So KR, there it is. 22 drivers to start tonight's race. Only 8 of them fighting for a chance after a championship. 2 weeks to get the job done, to move on into the next round. You already picked the car count for the night. I'm gonna say it, you called it. 22 drivers showed up. So who you got at a chance in 2 weeks for that championship crown? We're gonna look far out and we're gonna put you on the spot.
I think it's gonna come down to Zach Fritsch, Anthony English, Peter deBorja, and Zach Workman.
Some solid picks. I kind of can't even. I can't fault you for those. Well, got to make it through these first 2 races to have a shot at it. So we'll see how things go. So first time at a Ford, doubled up. Pace truck gonna make its way down pit road, and KR, they'll begin that long journey to the restart zone.
As you mentioned, they got to get through this week and next, and I think tonight we're in for a treat. I think we're going to see some hard racing, a lot of room here at Daytona, so there'll be 3 wide for most of tonight. Here we go. Green flag is out, and we are underway for the first time tonight. Anthony English and Vicente Guerrero already hooked up on the bottom lane. The 33 of Jeff Crosby Jr. falling back just a little bit, but once they hit the backstretch, that second lane will really start to close up.
Yeah, and I would expect to see, as you already mentioned, the 3 wide racing a little bit more often here at Talladega, a little bit wider, a little bit easier for these drivers to do it. But how soon are they gonna do it? Only 22 cars here tonight, KR, but they're not going to waste any time. First lap, there you can see 19 of Workman going to the top side, looking to go 3 wide already. So never mind, my question is irrelevant at this point. They're not going to waste any time.
Yeah, we're already 3 wide on the opening lap. Here they come through the tri-oval, and at the line, it's going to be the 44 of Anthony English leading lap number 1. So the 44 looking fast, qualified on pole, and now trying to stay out in front with the 14 on his back bumper.
Yeah, and a quick move there by deBorja to jump from that middle lane up to lead the top side. 17 all over him. A little bit of a wiggling going on down the backstretch from that third lane, but they're going to keep it straight into the corner. Still 3 wide for your top. That's about, what, 9-10 positions?
I don't know. I can't count that high.
Yeah, I'm like, well, they went from 3 wide for first and second. They're still 3 wide from first all the way through like 15th. So I don't know. That's like 6 rows, something like that. I mean, let's count 1, 2, 3, at least 4 rows of 3, 4 carry the minus the positive square root. Somebody help me.
Nah, you're doing just fine.
I'm trying to get that good KR, man. Beating and bumping going on. They're going to spread out on the back stretch and not kill each other. That's going to be a bit of a surprise. That mixed up about half of the field there. So we'll see what happens from here. KR drivers may just get single file and try to run down that lead pack.
33 of Jeff Crosby Jr. The door of the 44 of Anthony English, already starting lap number 4 here. The stage going to end at lap 25, so drivers will have to make 1 pit stop. See what they have in store, what strategy is going to play out for them.
Strategy right now for that 19 is just find the front. One of the only drivers to not give up on that high lane so far. Everybody else has kind of bailed after a little bit of a Royal Rumble they had going on, but keeping it to that high side. Finally going to fade in line. Third car outside lane 17 is going to drop down right behind him, just in front of, I believe that's going to be the 15 maybe of Jeff Crosby Sr. out there. Looking a little bit Labonte-esque.
Here we are, lap number 5. We got a fast lap of the race. 04 Mark Mann laying down a 50.42. Mark Mann getting after it towards the back of the pack here. Speaking of the back of the pack, David Overstreet leading a second group of drivers. They seem to have separated just a little bit here. 5 cars towards the back: Overstreet, Les Levy, Lynn Nish, Sean Stevens, and Jimmy Reynolds. The separation from the pack, Dave, I don't know if they're going to be able to get caught back up.
Well, they're more than likely not going to get caught back up with a almost 3 second, I was going to say 2.5, but it's borderline 3 second gap back from the lead pack. I don't think they're trying to catch up, but I don't really see the fuel saving this early either. So interesting to see these guys just kind of hanging out, maybe seeing something they didn't like with some of that rough racing we had back around lap number 3. Still early here tonight as we cross the line. Lap number 7 going to go on the board, but maybe a handful of these guys, KR, not willing to risk having to stay behind the 8 ball or burn one of those fast repairs. Try to keep on a hold of that for as long as they can. Interesting enough, though, Briganti at the back of this pack in that Lamborghini-sponsored Camaro. He was about a second off of this pack, and he was able to close in fairly easily. So I'm not quite sure how much it's gonna take for those drivers to catch up if they wanted to try, but now with it borderline 4 seconds, I just don't see how Overstreet and the 4 guys behind him can get back up there.
Yeah, they're falling behind even more. All right, so Adam Kilday is at the front of the field with Robert DuPont. This group, let's see, this group made up of 17 cars. Dave, you show up to Talladega, and by lap 8, you're already 5 seconds behind the race lead. What are you going to try and do for a pit stop to overcome this?
Pray to gosh I make it to the stage end without going to lap down. That's or pray people have trouble coming to pit road. Maybe somebody gets some pit road speeding penalties. Maybe somebody wads it up, brings the caution out a little bit quicker. But unless you don't plan on stopping, which there's no way these guys are going to make it to the stage end. I don't care. They're not going to save that much fuel out there running on the track, but there's not much you can really do to approach the pit stop differently, in my opinion. I mean, even if you only take fuel, these guys are going to have to take 4 tires for it to really make a difference for you. So I don't think you can really approach the pit stop any sort of way, as a lot of guys come to pit road and a lot of tire smoke, but it looks like everybody clean and clear, so no drama, no harm, no foul. So
the 126 of Robert DuPont smoking out the back.
Yeah, the 126 is smoking out the back. Maybe popped it early here tonight. Fortunate enough for him, he's coming to pit road, so hey.
Yeah, early fast repair. Yeah, early fast repair for the 126. Not a good sign. Sean McCarra, Jeff Crosby Jr., Peter deBorja, and Zach Fritsch hit pit road a lap ago. We'll see how that is going to get them caught up to this field. The 63 of Logan Helton is our race leader. Is he going to hit pit lane this time, as they're down to 4 cars? And yes, he does. 3 drivers split off. Dave Hunt going to stay out in the 53. That will give him the race lead, and he is all by himself.
But that does move those 5 guys in the back that were hanging out, moves them up into second. They will lead a handful of laps, but I just don't see how the strategy works out for them, KR. I think they're going to be behind the 8 ball. I think they've planned to be so here in stage 1. So just take a note of these guys and where they're at the end of the stage. And let's take a look back around lap 75. And we'll see where they're running at there. I think this is a calculated move by all 5 of these drivers.
So as Dave Hunt in the 53 cycles around by himself onto the front stretch, he is not coming down pit road, and he will stay out. Of our drivers who have pitted, Logan Helton right now down the backstretch out ahead, but here comes the 71 of Sean McCarra, 42 of Peter deBorja, and they have the 24 of Everett Lane in tow with them. Zach Fritsch in the 12, up on the high side with the 44 of Anthony English, working his back bumper.
I'm surprised Kilday didn't take the run either. The 85 and the 33 had a good run there on Fritsch and English, but elected to drop down, stay in that middle lane instead of making it 3 wide. But the 2 guys behind him, here comes that 3 wide look. There goes Workman to the top.
New fast lap of the race, turned by Robert DuPont, having to burn that fast repair. They must have put a big engine in, as he turns right around. Fastest lap of the race at a 49.93.
Got one of them big old 747s in there.
David Overstreet is our race leader. They have passed the 53 of Dave Hunt. Hunt now at the back of the pack with these guys, or not the back of the pack. These guys still out in front. Dave Hunt has blended in with them.
He's at the back of the pack of the front pack that happens to be out front but might end up out back.
Yeah, something like that.
But no steakhouse.
No steakhouse.
So as the front of the field, single file, waiting for their trips to pit road. KR3 wide back, one huge pack, and they are shoving each other left and right. 33 Skull Bandit plastered all over that machine. Looking beautiful, man. I like that thing. Week in, week out. Really like the way that Crosby's car looks. Just every time it hits the track, that Skull Bandit scheme just kind of brings back some memory.
Yeah, it always does look good, and got that old school NASCAR feel. So, David Overstreet, Les Levy, Dave Hunt, Sean Stevens, Jimmy Reynolds all continue to cycle around in the race lead.
Big trouble in the back, KR. That whole pack just about destroyed.
Jeff Crosby Jr. getting a piece of it. Eric Laurie getting a piece of it. Let's see if we can figure out what happened to bring out this yellow flag. And turned right in front of the field to 33 of Jeff Crosby Jr. '44 and the 33 just getting together, and Eric Laurie hard into the outside wall.
That John Deere machine was turned into a Coke Cadet. Hard hit.
A lot of cars getting involved in this one. Happening at the front of the field, collecting quite a few drivers. It looks like not able to return to the pits under their own power. Eric Laurie in the 071 needing some help, and I believe the 15 of Jeff Crosby Sr. just going straight to his pit box. Well, maybe not his pit box. Straight to pit road. A lot of damage on that 15. Looks like he's not able to control it.
Yeah, he went to a pit box.
He went to a pit box.
Kind of.
Upon further review, it is not his. So, David Overstreet, Les Levy, Dave Hunt, Sean Stevens, and Jimmy Reynolds hit the pit box for the first time.
They are going to pull a handful of guys with them. Only 5 going to stay out. Just Fritsch, McCarr, Kilday, Workman, and Mark Mann going to stay out on the track. So if Overstreet and these guys can come back off of pit road first, then net gain. I mean, they were 6 seconds back. They're going to restart here inside the top 10. I'll take it.
Zach Fritsch, Sean McCara, Adam Kilday, Zach Workman, Mark Mann all stay out. It will take over the first few rows for this restart. Eric Laurie has made it back out of his pit box and onto the racetrack. But he is no longer on the lead lap. So Eric Lurie got some work to do. Still sitting on pit road. That is the 15 of Jeff Crosby Sr.
Yeah, and that's gonna, I mean, I think a lot of these guys are gonna elect to use, well, not use their fast repair, but just judging off of how long some of these pit stops are, these guys are gonna be maybe a little bit down in the speed category, but staying grouped up might help them just a little bit here, KR, because it looks to be close to about half the field with a lengthy stays on the pit road. Into this stage, and stage 2 could look a little different from what maybe we thought it might.
As we mentioned at the beginning, have to survive this race, and already some fast repairs have been used. Not a good sign for some of these drivers. Now, Eric Lurie, not a championship contender. Speaking of, let's take a look at our championship contenders. Logan Helton, Zach Fritsch, Anthony English, Zach Workman, Adam Kilday, Peter deBorja, Mark Mann, and Nate Warren, all battling it out. Their names have been highlighted in yellow across the top of your screen. But here we can see the points have all been reset. And so far, no one's earned any points, as we haven't given out stage points yet.
Don't look this way. I'm not mentioning anybody. The last person I mentioned, it ended up in the outside wall, like within a lap. So I'm not saying a word about any of those championship drivers.
Well, either way, the lights have gone out on the pace truck. John McCarra, Zach Fritsch on the front row for this restart.
Oh, pace car in, coming to 19. Just about 6 laps to go to the stage end. Will we see a calm, cool, collective run to the end? I would vote no. And just like that, we're ready to go back. Green flag racing once again. Fritsch with a good jump on that outside lane. Mark Mann with a good run to his rear bumper, but the 71 in the car gonna fight back. 85 of Kilday gonna stay glued with him. Levy, and I believe that is Overstreet out there on the outside. There it is once again. Good flip to where they were running prior to that caution, but here we are once again halfway down the back stretch and into 3, already looking 3 wide. deBorja to the top.
John McCarra, Zach Fritsch still running side by side. They make their way onto the front stretch. Zach Workman, Eric Lurie, and Jeff Crosby Sr. Drivers not on the lead lap. Sr. has rejoined the race, multiple laps down. He and Eric Lurie are not on the lead lap. It is a battle with Zach Workman and Eric Lurie to be the first car 1 lap down.
I mean, really, if you look at it from a championship standpoint right now, Workman may be fighting for his championship hopes. only being a two race round to make it to that championship 4. You can ill afford a bad week, a bad run over the course of these next 2 weeks. So Workman, although he's fighting for that lucky dog, essentially, KR, I think he may be fighting for his championship.
Yeah, Workman behind the 8 ball here in the opening race in the round of 8. Not the good way to start this, I'll say.
Well, as long as you don't finish it like this, you'll be perfectly fine. We'll see how these guys finish the stage 3 wide, 3 rows deep at the front. Moments ago, a little bit of jostling and beating around, some doors slamming. They figure everything out. deBorja drops from the top, the middle, down to the bottom now. Fritsch going to fall back to second, moving back to the mid lane. Throwing a little bit of a block here. deBorja looks like he wants to wrap up that stage win.
Just a handful of laps left in this stage. Logan Helton in the 63 on the outside, closing in on our race leader, trying to steal one here. What do you think, Dave? Think that third lane's got it in them?
I don't think I have to think anymore. Looks like Logan Helton's gonna drop from the top all the way down to the bottom, take that top spot away, and talk about flipping the running order again. 63 started out or right at it. What was it? 21st, 22nd, somewhere right there, and here he is coming to the end of the first stage, leading the center pack, but outside lane starting to surge once again. Will Helton be able to keep all 3 lanes of this hungry pack 4 rows deep behind him?
Logan Helton, Peter deBorja, Robert DuPont, Zach Fritsch, and Everett Lane, your top 5 on the score sheet. deBorja pushing on the 63. Logan Helton out in front. Maybe Logan Helton out in front just a little bit too early. Going to have to fend off this field for another 2 laps. deBorja slipping to the inside. Peter deBorja now slides up to the middle lane. Zach Fritsch in the 12. Down on the inside. Oh, contact the 42 sideways. He and Zach Fritsch get together. And that round goes to 42. That is going to end the stage.
That's going to end the stage, KR, but I think more importantly, this is going to be bad. Or maybe bad, but the 19 of Workman, that is just what he needed, because they were closing in quickly on the back end of the 19 and would have put him a second lap down.
42.
Unfortunate for most, but Workman's pumping a fist right there.
Now the 42 up in smoke. Several hard hits for him. To Peter deBorja. Being out in front, things change very quickly. Mark Mann getting a piece of it. So the field scatters to try and minimize the damage, but we saw the 42 up in smoke. So fast repair going to have to be burned by another championship contender.
mean, this is the second big one, KR. I mean, that our first one involved 5-6 drivers. At least this one's going to involve at least 7 or 8, I believe. So, I mean, a lot of damaged cars out there early here tonight. I'm telling you, it's got to change the racing a little bit, but we'll see how it all turns out, how it pans out. Pit road is open, field heads down to get serviced by the crew. So we'll talk to your stage winner eventually once we get this thing all sorted out. But KR, adrenaline filled, action filled stage 1.
Yeah, absolutely. Great side-by-side racing, and stage brought to a close with a heavy impact. But our stage winner done with his pit stop. Let's see if we can't talk to the driver of the 12, none other than Zach Fritsch. Zach, can you hear us? Zach, are you there?
Yeah.
Zach,
yeah, I'm
push
here.
the button.
I'm here. I'm pushing it.
Push to talk, Zach.
I am pushing it.
Could you push it a little harder? We can't hear you.
I'm pushing it, right?
What?
Oh, well, sorry, I'm changing my underwear.
I bet you are.
that right rear was a little, whew, I had to save it there, like really hard. And, yeah, I tell you what, using my old steering wheel, you would have saw me get daleed to the back stretch wall, and it would have been over right there for me. But with this, this new baby, I'm slapping her. This new baby direct drive, let me tell you.
What'd you get?
Pretty good. I was able to save that. I like that. I got a Moza R9.
Nice.
She's nice. She's real nice. I like her. I think about her. Yeah. Anyways. Yeah. How you guys doing?
Oh, we're doing fine, watching a race. How's it going out there? Tell me a little bit about this opening stage for you.
Well, we were able to save off the first wreck that happened. And, stick with some teammate, Sean McCara, helped pushing me up there and staying in contention to try to fight for it, even though the guys were coming down 3 wide and stuff like that. He was still able to get me up there, so, thank my teammate for that. But other than that, this race is definitely feels like the round of 8 to all these playoff drivers, making some moves, making their way up to the front, because every point matters. So, but yeah.
All right, man. Well, the lights have what?
What'd you eat tonight?
I did not have dinner tonight.
What are you doing here?
Starving.
Dave, what'd you eat?
I had a nice big plate of air.
Oh my gosh, what's the matter with you guys?
We're
you know what?
We were getting pizza in the booth here tonight, but oh no, budget
KR didn't want to spend
the for us. I don't know.
KR didn't want to spend that turn 3 credit card money, didn't he?
Hell no, not for Dave.
Yeah, not for me. I'm lucky to get the bags of peanuts.
Anyways, you guys have a good time out there. I'm hoping to see you guys later tonight. So, but shout out to you guys. Shout out to OP and its admins and all the fans watching, of course.
All right, man. Well, we'll get you back down. Good luck in the rest of this race.
Appreciate it.
Zach Fritsch, driver of the 12, our stage 1 winner. All right, Dave, time to kick off stage 2. It tends to be our shortest stage. Let's see how this plays out. The 126 of Robert DuPont out in front with the 53 of Dave Hunt. As you mentioned, Zach Workman did get back on the lead lap. Jeff Crosby Sr. now the only car 1 lap down. Eric Laurie multiple laps down.
And Laurie's going to be a lot of laps down. Big, heavy damage for the second time. early here tonight, so unfortunately for him, he's going to be behind pit wall for quite some time, but we're going to nail the loud pedal and get back to green flag racing once again here at Talladega Super Speedway with the OP Racing Premier Super Speedway Series. KR, maybe a little bit of a calm start to stage 2. Dave Hunt going to lead that outside lane. Not a real big push from that 126 of DuPont. Remember, DuPont already used one of those fast fixes, so a lot to kind of work through here in stage 2. We'll see who the comers and goers are, and we'll see who's ready to fight for those stage points.
Dave Hunt in the 53 shooting out in front. Les Levy in the 62 leading in the second lane. John McCarron, the 71 on the back bumper of the 62. So side by side. Go ahead, Dave.
It does look like just side by side. It doesn't look like anybody's really keen to jump 3 wide. So, you know, maybe these guys playing a little bit soft here, a little bit safer at the beginning of stage 2 because they were on it from the word go when we dropped the green flag.
All right, once again, as they come around to the line, Les Levy leading that lap. We saw these guys hit pit road very early, lap 8, I believe. Brought our first group of drivers onto pit road. We'll see if that is something that is repeated.
Looking back, it does look like it was right around lap 8 or 9, so look for these guys maybe somewhere around lap 35 to possibly looking to come to pit road. Excuse me. You can see one driver looking outside to go 3 wide, no help, nobody gonna jump up there with him, but also noticing KR back through this field. There is still quite a bit of these rear bumpers, the rear deck lids, with some pretty substantial damage to them. If you have a chance or a camera on that 918, take a little look at the back end of his ride. That center just beat in from bump drafting and pushing once again. So even these guys that haven't been caught up in the big ones, they still got some pretty big damage out there just from natural racing.
Natural racing, huh? A little bit of...
Yeah, that natural racing. I couldn't think of anything else, and that's what came out. So, you know what? We're the Nature Boy. We're not in Charlotte, but close enough. It's about 5 hours.
All right, well, Dave Hunt still out in front with the 62 of Les Levy on his door panel. That Fritsch, our stage winner, riding right in the middle of the pack on the inside line. Andy Brigante just ahead of him. At the back of this lead lap group, sitting in 20th place, that is the 04 of Mark Mann, one of our championship contenders. Mark already got busted up in one race, and now he seems to be chilling out towards the back here. Maybe playing it safe, maybe just trying to log some laps and get to the end of the race. We'll see if he's going to make any moves here in stage number 2. Try and up his running position by the end of the stage.
Hey, you leave that man alone. See what I did there? Anyway, sorry. Bad one right there. Had 3 wide going for a minute at the front. They're going to simmer on down just a little bit. Still double file. as we continue to watch this pack out of the windshield for a moment there with Mark Mann. 3 wide again over street. No, that's going to be Les Levy top of the racetrack, and he's going to get ate up by everybody, and slowly but surely that second lane looking a little bit thinner once again, KR. So little spurts of, I don't want to call it chaotic racing, but little spurts of action, as it looks like drivers are indeed starting to eyeball coming to pit road. Long train of cars lined up on the inside.
Nate Warren in the 16 leading this race. Sean McCara leading the second lane. And McCara now trying to run door to door with the 16. The 53 all over the back bumper of Nate Warren. But yeah, Dave, here comes the 16. Here comes our first group of drivers. They are on the pit road. Clean entry for that group. Dave Hunt, once again, out in front, stays out, along with about 15 other cars.
And it looks to be only about 5 to 6 drivers to pit road this time by. Peter deBorja with a good run to pit lane was able to get it woed up in time, so a good little run to pit road for that 42 machine. We'll see where everybody shakes out after this one, with Fritsch leading the charge off of pit road. So we'll see how your stage 1 winner goes from here. But meanwhile, up at the front, Dave Hunt still holding it down, as we got more drivers to pit road this time by the outside lane, starting to make up a little bit of ground. 71 looking for that top spot. And here comes a head of steam from Makara, and I believe that's going to be Everett Lane right behind him.
Eric Laurie in the 071 rejoining this race, but not quite able to maintain full speed, and moves up to the high side and gets out of the way. So Eric Laurie going another lap down.
And all he can pray for is just to grab the tail end of this pack right here. You're just trying to stay with him if he can, but some heavy damage on that 071. So that John Deere machine, it's just cutting laps at this point in time. So yeah, just a tough night for a driver to have to deal with this many laps, being that many laps down already. Just a rough night lays ahead of Laurie, but still a lot on the line for a lot of these drivers here. KR and Logan Helton with a long, lengthy stomp. So the 63 of Helton gonna fall off of the lead lap. That's gonna leave us with just 19 with Robert Dupont the pit lane.
So the 126 pitting all by himself. 53 continues to cycle around with Andy Brigante, David Overstreet, and Sean Stevens in tow.
The second pack KR was single file, but they're going to jump side by side. Big bump from Workman on the back end of Nathan Warren. 16 a little bit out of shape. He's going to catch it. So this pack of drivers that have already been to pit road, a little beating and banging as they try to run down your top 7.
Nate Warren in the 16. On the outside is Zach Fritsch. These guys have made a pit stop. We're down to just 7 cars who have not hit pit lane. And then we will complete this green flag pit stop cycle. So the 16 pulling ahead, and I do believe this will be the battle for the race lead once we get done with this pit stop cycle.
Man, what a tough night for Logan Helton, right? Gonna fall one lap down due to some problems on pit road. Then fall a second lap down. Or actually, no, he's only going to be listed one lap down. I thought I'd just seen him fall a second lap down, but, well, I just can't count, so it is what it is. There we have it.
Robert DuPont a lap down as well, so he and Logan Helton will battle with Jeff Crosby Sr. to be the first car one lap down. DuPont right now is that first car one lap down. So should the yellow come out, DuPont will get the wave around.
KR, I think we've got some strategy here. I think we've got some drivers trying to make it to the end of the stage here. Dave Hunt just pulled straight to the high side, allowed Briganti to come by. The 46 left the gap there well long enough for Hunt to get back down to the, whoa! Big moment in a stack up on the front stretch. We've got one in the infield. I think we're going to keep it green flag right here, though. What looked like a methodical little move, maybe to save a little fuel by having the 53 back up in the pack.
71 of Sean McCara, very slow, down below the racing line. McCara not able to hold on to it. Not sure what happened to the 71. But a big moment for him nonetheless. Let's take a quick look. Looked like a checkup in front of the 71, causing an accordion effect that ended with him going through the grass.
And that's pretty much exactly what I've seen right there, just to stack up, and then 24 gets into him a little bit, sends him on a little bit of a trip. Fortunately enough for him, didn't pancake the bejesus out of that driver's side on the that inside retaining wall. So fortunate enough for him, he will fall through the running order, but not going to have to fix a whole lot of damage or burn it fast repair. So gotta look on the brighter side of things. But meanwhile, at the front, Briganti, Hunt, Overstreet, Sean Stevens right there. We mentioned the economy king, or I called him the, something along those lines. He's been known to try to stretch things to the end of stages. Enough cars right here, if they play it right, let one lead, burn a little extra fuel, cycle them back through these top few positions, which they've already done once here, KR. So I don't know. I think these guys might be trying to make the end of stage 2. Not sure they're gonna, but they're giving it one heck of a run.
Yeah, they're working lap 43 here. Last on pit road on lap 25. I mean, if they... few of them peeling off the pit road. If they're trying to make it, they're not trying to save fuel by lap time. They are still cruising around at a 51.2 second lap time. That is a pretty normal lap speed here at Talladega.
Yeah, but I mean, if Briganti was sitting in second, third in the pack at one point, only half throttle, he's saving quite a bit of fuel. Dave Hunt now no longer leading that pack, so he's able to save fuel now. So maybe a little different fuel level for a handful of the guys in the pack right here, but I think if you manage it properly, I think you can get away with not giving up a whole lot of lap time. But it's a matter of when you start managing it, and well, they've had enough of that. They're gonna head to pit road this time around, so no more fuel talk. Everybody gonna be able to make it to the end of the stage.
33 and Jeff Crosby Jr. out in front of the pit stop group. So he slides down in front of the 12 of Zach Fritsch. These guys going to come around and take over the race lead. Give the lead to the 33. All right, Dave, about 6 laps left in stage number 2.
All I can think of right now is that 63 of Logan Helton making his way to the front of this lead pack, heading to the high side, making the moves that are necessary, but looking to try to race his way back onto the lead lap. And all I can think about right now is Hurricane Hocevar, where they kind of mocked Carson Hocevar over this past weekend in NASCAR for being multiple laps down, up in the mix, but at the end of things, he was right there with an opportunity. So just familiar looking things starting to take place and starting to happen, and talent always finds a way. In KR, here it is, Helton, less than 5 to go to the end of the stage, and it looks like he's going to have a fighting chance to come away with a pretty solid finish at the end of this one.
Yeah, Logan Helton hasn't given up. 63, now the first car 1 lap down. He is in this lead pack. But they continue to cycle around with the 33 as the race leader, the 16 of Nate Warren. Now on the inside lane. Zach Workman in the 19. Last car on the lead lap, soon to be the first car 1 lap down. Then he's going to have to find a place to blend in. And 63 at Logan Helton, already up to speed with this lead pack, slides right on by.
What do you do if you're Workman here? Do you just blend in, or do you maybe try to run a 3 wide situation right here at the end of the stage, trying to take an opportunity to put yourself back on the lead lap the good old-fashioned way? I like the chances. He's been known to work the high side. Helton's right there. Both of the drivers have an opportunity. Just a matter of if they're going to take the run or not. We'll see how it all unfolds as Adam Kilday continues to lead, but on the inside, fighting back, big run down into the inside of turn number 3, and Jeff Crosby going to take back the race lead. Nathan Warren with a big push will clear on the bottom as well. Fritsch going to pull even with that 85 machine. Lap car 71 down there on the apron. Race leader's going to stay glued to that double yellow. Nice clean clear. Back across the line, KR 2 to go to the end of the stage. Hey, there it is. There's the tag team. Told you they were going to work that top side. Look at them together, both a lap down, looking for their positions back. Told you it was going to happen. There it is. I'm telling you.
And the 44 of Anthony English going to jump up in front of them, take advantage of it, try to take over the race lead. Field making its way through 3 and 4. We're going to get the 1 to go for stage number 2. 33 of Jeff Crosby Jr. through the trial. Well, here we go, Dave. One more time in stage number 2.
Yeah, one more time around in stage number 2, and then we'll reset the field once again. And I believe English put a little bit of an end to the fun that the 19 of Workman was going to try to have. He dropped down to that middle lane. 3 wide, suffers just a little bit, but now a hard big run on the high side, man. That was big. They were at least a half a car back and were almost leading by the time they got to 333. Gonna move up to that inside lane. Not sure that's gonna be the move. The 12 of Fritsch gonna surge to the front on the inside lane, side by side through the tri-oval.
Here they come for the stage. Little bit of sideways, holding onto it at the line. It's the 33 of Jeff Crosby Jr. So the 33 picks up the stage win, and now the yellow flag comes out.
Well, that does something for us again, KR. No sweep yet this season. Nobody gonna win every single stage. We'll walk away with the race win, so at least we're keeping something perfect.
Yeah, a lot of stage winners so far this season. It's been really quite the high number. And Jeff Crosby Jr. going to add a second stage win to his credit this season.
I don't know, KR. Maybe I think a little too much about things, but already forward thinking here. A handful of championship drivers with some big issues tonight. So if you're one of those 8 drivers and you're semi-clean or still have that fast repair in your back pocket, wonder how you're going to look at approaching the rest of tonight's race, because you really want to capitalize on every point that you possibly can. Stage points, yes, they matter, but overall race finishes are going to come into factor as well. You can have 2 stage wins, but finishing dead last, and it's not going to do you much good. These guys that have been able to keep it clean are going to benefit the most, especially with a short 2-week run here for these championship 8KR. So I think the trouble's just starting to compound for drivers like Workman and maybe even Helton.
All right, the 33 going to lead the field onto pit road. On to pit lane. Logan Helton in the 63. Going to get the free pass as he is going to make his way around the pace car. We'll wait for the 33 to finish his pit stop, and then we'll get a word in with him. Down and away. And let's talk to the driver of the 33. Dave, you caught up with him.
Mr. Skull Bandit himself, how you feeling? How you doing after walking away with the stage 2 win there, bud?
Hey, what's up, guys? Feeling pretty good. Got caught in that little wreck there early on and had to take a pass, which is kind of unfortunate. I've been kind of unlucky with leading packs this season and just getting turned or just something happening. But got back up here. We're gonna try to keep it up here as much as we can. FSR got a lot of stage points there with the playoff guys, Nate and Zach. So we're gonna keep trying to help those 2 out, and hopefully we can cross the start-finish line and with a good finish.
Well, man, less than 50 to go. At least one round of green flag pit stops lay out in front of you. Have you started thinking about any strategizing for that, or you just see what happens?
Yeah, I think we're just gonna see what happens. I mean, these cars, you barely push somebody and you just go sideways. It's just like you're on roller skates. It's kind of weird tonight. I don't know what the issue is, but I think I'm gonna top off here and kind of just chill in the back since I only have one car left, and I kind of want to save it for Richie and Nate. So I don't know. We'll see. Hopefully, I don't know. Hopefully we can get some green flag pit stops here and make it interesting for the end.
Oh, all right, my man. But we won't keep you any longer before you go. Any final shout-outs, thank yous, love yous?
No, just shout out to you guys for always broadcasting up in the booth there. Shout out to FSR. Let's see if we can cap off the stages and get an FSR team win.
All right, man. Well, best of luck from here on out. We'll see if we can't catch up with you at the end of this thing.
That's the plan. Thank you.
All right, KR. Well, there's your stage 2 winner. He's going to head back down pit road, top off for a second time. Just get that little bit of extra fuel. And as we get set to get a double file and get restarted here tonight, looks to be just about 18 drivers going to be remaining on the lead lap. Makara, Workman still off of the lead lap, so those guys are definitely going to be trying hard to get themselves back up onto the lead lap. 15 of Jeff Crosby Sr. also 1 lap down, so bit of a fight for the lucky dog spots, fight for the checkered flag, and a fight for a spot in that championship 4. Will any of your championship drivers be able to get to victory lane and ease their way in on the win, or will an outsider spoil the show and bring it all to points next week?
Ooh, I'll tell you what, as we get fewer and fewer championship contenders, right now we're in the round of 8, that increases the chances for a non-contender to steal a win. Here we go. Pace truck down on the inside and out of the way. Andy Brigante, Dave Hunt, Everett Lane, and Les Levy on this restart. Here we go into the restart zone. Green flag is out and we are underway.
Back underway. Here we go. Long training cars on that inside lane car. How long will it be before we see one of these guys pop up there behind Hunt and behind Levy? I would expect to see some of these guys jump to that high side as they work their way off of 2 and down the back stretch. Gonna have a bit of a bigger run to that high side. Looks like the 46 is going to jump out there. I believe that may be the 85 of Kilday, or that might be the 84. Jumping out there to the high side, so 3 making 4 machines. Trying to work their way to the front, running that high side.
Starting to see the second lane form up, but most of the drivers are down on the bottom. Do want to point out Eric Laurie 10 laps down in 22nd. Jeff Crosby Sr. 1 lap down, 21st. Sean McCarra 20th, 1 lap down. Zach Workman in 19th, 1 lap down. So 3 cars still going at it to be the first car on the first car not on the lead lap. There we go.
First lap car not on the lap, that's a lap down.
Right, behind the leaders by a lap. So that being said, we have 18 race cars on the lead lap. And we got a blown engine. Everett Lane in the 24 pops his engine and quickly gets out of the way. So Everett Lane up in smoke. But good heads-up move by the 24, quickly dropped down and got out of the way.
I mean, that is a great heads-up move from that second position inside lane. So for third, fourth on the scoring charts, but second driver inside lane popping the engine. You would expect a little bit more trouble and chaos there, but a big heads-up move from the driver as well as the rest of the guys in the field. Everybody evades any issues and problems and stay packed up at the front. With the 62 taking control of tonight's race, Les Levy gonna move to the bottom of the racetrack. Dave Hunt in line with him. That's gonna leave the Netflix 46 of David Overstreet working the wheel on the high side. He's got about 4 drivers in tow with him, so that outside lane get a little bit of a momentum down the backstretch and back into 3, but still KR just a lot of guys grouped up on the high side. It's going to be hard for just a handful to make any headway on that outside lane.
Everett Lane down and away. He's still going to lose a lap, but had a fast repair available to him, so he is back in this race. Unfortunately, the pack is coming around and he is still trying to get up to speed. So Everett Lane will join Workman, McCara, and Crosby Seniors. Driver's lap, not lap of a lap that doesn't match the lap. Right, Dave?
Sure, 100%.
See, I knew it. Tonight, we are here at Talladega, have been for 59 laps, soon to be 60. Next week, we'll be at Bumpy Road for the final time this season. 100 laps at Bumpy Daytona track. Will be the final race in the round of 8. Make sure you tune in for that. And then our final race coming up on March 9th to crown a champion. 4 drivers will go after it. That is March 9th. Make sure you guys are joining us for those 2 races. And man, 19 race long season. Dave has some unfortunate news to share with the rest of you.
Why do I have to give unfortunate news? You always make me the bad guy, KR. Why do I always have to be the bad guy? But
because you are the bad guy in this situation.
I mean, I am, but I'm not. See, I'm the bad guy because I'm being a good guy. See, so that's where the kind of the conundrum lies. Real quick, a little bit of 3-wide action going on out there. Some lap down drivers at the top of the racetrack of Everett Lane. I believe that's Eric Laurie. They're just trying to do what they can for the moment, but still side by side with Overstreet now taking over the race lead. He's going to drop from that mid lane down to the inside, take over control of tonight's race. But unfortunate news would be I will not be here for the next 2 weeks. Going to be starting up one of what may be the final seasons for another series that has been a long-standing series right here on the Turn 3 Racing Network, and a bit of a send-off from one of the drivers as well. So there's a little bit more to it than just not being here. So we like to take care of the people that take care of us, and I am leaving OP in the best hands that it's ever had, and that's in the originals hands. I mean, KR, I came in and started with OP with you, so I mean, it just feels right to leave you to finish off the season with them.
Fine.
So you'll be fine.
Fine. It's fine, Dave. Just abandon us.
No, I never abandon anybody. I just walk away without saying anything.
Weird.
But in
Same
this
thing.
case, I left a message. Beep.
Well, Dave, thank you very much for being here and being the color commentary for this one. We will miss you for the final 2 races, but man, we know you gotta go on and do that other series, and it'll be fine. Be fine.
You know, just real quick before we get back to the racing that's going on, it's still side by side, not a whole lot changing about the way things are running for the moment. So a little bit of a moment to go back and forth with my buddy KR. But why do they always? Where did that come from? Color commentating, because there's nothing color about it. You could be on the radio. I don't know. I've never understood that comment at all. By any means, I don't understand that.
Okay.
Like, where did that come from? Where did it come from? I mean, not just from your mouth, but like, where did it originally come from? You know, I'm gonna have some facts for you. I'm gonna email you something later in the week. Like, what in the is this? It's gonna be the history of color commentating. It's troublesome, all in so many different ways, but let's moving on. This is why you'll be fine without me, right here. I just proved it.
Okay then. Well, we're side by side. The 46 of David Overstreet and the 27 of Sean Stevens battle for the race lead, but in the middle of that battle, the 24 of Everett Lane trying desperately to stay on the lead lap. So Everett Lane currently on the lead lap. Still need the help of a yellow flag to get caught up.
I don't know, man. That was no judgments, but that was a big boy move to try to take control of the top spot in the lead pack. Get himself on the lead lap, especially knowing something goes wrong. He ain't got nothing to fall back on. Had to come to pit road, use that fast fix. We see him pop the top. I don't know, a little aggressive for a driver with no safety net, but that's just me.
Overstreet in the 46 has the clear advantage right now, with the 24 holding back the second lane by at least one car. He's not really holding them back. It's just he's taking up that space. They fall back because of it. So the 46 is our race leader. Well, I'll tell you what, you don't want a yellow flag often. I wouldn't mind seeing the yellow flag come out for Everett Lane. He is putting in a lot of work to try and get back on this lead lap. That would give us 2 for 1. Get Everett Lane caught back up to the tail end of the field. And it would give Zach Workman first car 1 lap down.
Yeah. I mean, the only reason I would say that I don't want to see a caution play out right now is we're just around the corner from the green flag pit stop window opening up as well. So I would like to see these guys get their pit stop in and then throw the caution. That's, you know, I'd like to see what happens with the strategy here, because again, long train of cars down there on that inside lane, so just a handful of working that top side, willing to leave themselves out there to get it. I don't know. I think we're gonna see a caution. I hate to say it, but it's just a matter of when.
Oh, those yellow flags are always just right around the corner.
Which corner?
That one over there.
And quickly, outside lane, abandoned. Just the 71 of the car out there, and that's got to be a bit of a lonely feeling. And look at that. Somebody's going to play nice, open up the door. He's going to slide to the inside lane, so it looks like the entire field KR now just play and follow the leader.
Yeah, everyone's getting set up for another round of green flag pit stops. 25 laps to go. They still can't make it from here, but we'll see them peel off for pit lane here. We got 2, 3, 4 cars peeling off for pit road. So the 27 is our race leader. Robert DuPont, Jimmy Reynolds, David Overstreet, and Les Levy. 4 cars on the pit lane. John Stevens going to peel off as our next group of drivers. Make their pit stop.
KR, the timing of this, we're looking at 24, 23, 22 laps to go for these drivers. Are they planning on having to come back to pit road? We haven't really seen anybody stretch it that 22 plus laps on fuel here tonight, so our drivers planning on stretching the fuel. We're possibly banking on a little help from a caution.
Well, you're not going to be able to make it to the end of the race from here, so they're still going to have to come down pit road. And yeah, I mean, about 18 laps is all you're going to get on a fuel load, and stretching it from here going to be really hard to do.
We've seen some guys try to stretch it that far. Nobody's been successful yet this season. I haven't seen anybody stretch it and make it to the end of a stage on fuel mileage yet, or race win from a pure fuel mileage strategy. So I don't know that we're gonna see it tonight, but I mean it's close, man. 4 laps, saving 4 laps, you might be.
No,
probably not, but maybe, possibly. Ooh, 5 wide on the pit road, and Anthony English almost goes around. Sheesh, that's rough.
That will complete our round of green flag pit stops. Of the drivers who have pitted, the 14 of Vicente Guerrero out in front with the help of the 16 from Nate Warren. John McCara in the 71. going to shoot on by. Adam Kilday in the 85 trying to get up to speed, but not going to make it in time.
It's
He and
gonna
Zach
be a
Fritsch.
giant pack of cars right here, KR. This is gonna be a big moment.
Oh, the big pack coming. Well, maybe Adam Kilday going to have enough oomph to stay out in front.
What a run from that 85 and the 12 and the 33 from a bit of trouble on their pit road entry and somehow able to put the power down and get off the pit road and keep themselves right here battling for those top spots. 71 looking to the high side, but Bakara is still one lap down. So things gonna work out for the 85 of Kilday. Fritsch right there just behind him. And how about that? Stage 1 winner, Stage 2 winner, nose to tail as they cross the line with 19 to go.
Adam Kilday in the 85, clear advantage here. John McCara, Zach Workman, Everett Lane, Jeff Crosby Sr., and Eric Laurie all off the lead lap. 17 cars still in this one. And next time by, we will open up our fuel window for the final stop.
That fuel window might be opening up, but it doesn't look like anybody's worried about fuel right now. No clear-cut fuel strategy being played after the round of green flag pit stops, and KR with them just to pit road. What, maybe 4 or 5 laps ago? From 7 to be the furthest. And how soon do you really come back down to pit road? Right when that fuel window opens up, or do you let it play out? Whoa! Big moment on the back stretch there, a little bit of contact. They'll sort things out, but how far do you run it right here?
I think you take it to about 14 laps to go. That's going to give you...
You know what? I'm going to stop you right. I am not liking your specific answers here tonight. I'm just not liking it. As to how many drivers you think are going to be in the field, you've hit 22. Didn't hesitate. Now you turn around and you tell me 14 to go. Like, you're pretty specific with this stuff. You got some things on DraftKings I can borrow?
No. No, not for you. All for me.
Well, I mean, you can just double down on your bets and just send half to me and make it easy.
Okay. 53 of Dave Hunt has wrestled the lead away from the 71 of Sean McCara, but McCara and Kilday battle right back as McCara's a lap down. He was leading the pack, but now has stepped on the pit road, giving it to the 53 of Dave Hunt.
Both your stage winners going to head to pit road. 42 of deBorja on to pit road. Nathan Warren on to pit road. Some pretty heavy hitters. Pit road all together. Looks like fuel only stop for all of these drivers. No issues on the pit road for that group. We'll see how things shake out for them. And Bergatti with the race lead for the time of being, but Hunt starting to surge forward down there on that inside lane. And how about Zach Workman continuing, man, just to try to do what he can to get himself back on the lead lap and give himself an opportunity think he's still going to be hunting a caution flag, though, here, KR. A bit late in the game. 15 to go this time around. You're not on the lead lap. You're hoping for a little bit of help.
Yeah, you always want to have that little bit of help as the 85 of Adam Kilday on the pit road. Andy Brigante in the 13. Taking over the race lead of our drivers who have pitted. Peter deBorja on track, up to speed, out in front, trying to catch the 44 of Anthony English.
They're going to catch him with a head full of steam here, KR, right off of turn number 2. I don't think English, Kilday, and Helton are going to be able to keep that hard-charging four-car pack behind him. Looks like short work for that four-pack. They're going to split up just a little bit here. Looks like Fritsch thought about the bottom, thought better of it, then decides, yep, let's go down here with him. So just like that, the four are going to go around the top side, blend back in, down on the bottom, and now a long train of cars across the start-finish line. Just 14 to go for your race. Leader is still yet to make his final stop of the night at a 4, and he's going to stay out on the track. Guerrero, Brigante, Hunt, DuPont, Levy, all staying out on the track, KR. So your top 5 not ready to give up those spots just yet.
Yeah, they are still out there working the racetrack. They're, let's see, I had to guess. If we don't see a yellow flag, I think these guys will come down pit road. 8 laps to go. That'd be my guess.
Well, I mean, you called most of the field. You said with 14 laps to go. They did it with about 16 to 15 laps to go. So, I mean, you pretty much nailed the number there. I've got no reason to fight you on this one.
We'll see. We'll see how it goes. So Andy Brigante continues to lead. They are not in fuel saving mode. They're still turning 51-second lap times. So they will end up burning through their fuel.
But I wonder with the set, or I guess it would be your second pack, the pack that could be the eventual race leaders. We seen last time that second pack, you know, duking it out a little bit, running side by side, but they gave up just enough time in doing so that smaller group of cars were able to get on and off of pit road, group back together single file, and keep themselves out front. We seen Adam Kilday do it last time during the green flag pit cycle. He doesn't have to worry about it this time, but how much fighting do you do right here?
I think you gotta be going for it. You gotta be going for everything, because you never know when that yellow is gonna be coming out. What kind of track position you're gonna be in when that yellow flag hits. So you gotta go after it all the time here.
So you're Mike Tyson right down in the ring. You're not Mayweather. You're not just kind of rolling with the punches, trying not to take any damage. You're out there just full force, ready to knock it out.
Absolutely.
You like how I made that boxing reference fit, right? That's beautiful.
Perfect.
Beautiful.
Only you could have done it.
Over here. Yeah,
Only you could have done
You
it.
know what? I love you, KR. You know how to make me feel good even I should.
Well, seeing as it's our final time together, I might as well try and be nice to you for at least a few laps.
For at least another 10 minutes.
Yeah, absolutely. Down to 9 laps to go. Dave is getting punched. It's time to open the pit window, the pay window.
The punch pit pay window time clock. Somebody's going to be punching. Something.
Yeah, somebody's getting punched.
Somewhere.
So
Probably
we'll see these
me at the
guys.
end of this. I don't know.
Right now, Andy Brigante turning a 51.45. Peter deBorja turning a 51.07. So lap time's pretty equal between these two groups. But the 13 running low on fuel.
They running low on fuel up front, but nobody's running low on moves. Back here with this second pack, man, that 42 right across the nose of Crosby Jr. They're going to sort it out. The 42 of deBorja are going to go back up the racetrack, so they're going to keep it side by side here. KR back across the stripe, but again, this is not the battle for the race win. This is not the battle for the race lead. Brigante, Hunt, DuPont, and Levy continue to lead here, just about 30 seconds out front, KR. So with a little bit of fuel saving, a little bit of time in their back pockets, will any of those four be brave enough to just attempt it? I don't believe any of those drivers are playoff or championship contending drivers, so all about a race win here for them. You think anybody says, you know what, I'm gonna throw them up on the dash and let it fall where it may.
Everett Lane and Zach Workman. Right now, last two cars on the lead lap doing all they can to stay in that position. 071 of Eric Glory, multiple laps down, about 10 laps to behind our leader. Here comes another group of drivers on the pit road. Andy Brigante giving up the race lead to hit his pit box. That is going to leave the 14 of Vicente Guerrero out on the speedway. Guerrero tucked in behind the 27 of Sean Stevens.
Did he sneakily get in and out of pit road by himself, KR?
He did not.
When did he come to pit? I mean, I'd show him lap 72, but
he has not made his
still
final pit stop yet.
Say, I don't think that's enough to get to the end, is it?
No.
About 4 laps short.
It is going to be short, yes.
I don't know. He looks like he ain't got a care in the world about the fuel mileage right here. Not a blink, not an attempt to even look at that inside lane. And there he goes. He's going to prove me wrong and head to the inside lane behind the 46.
So the 14 cycles around as our race leader, but for everyone who has made a pit stop, let's check in on them. Logan Helton in the 63 in the middle lane, out ahead just a little bit. Jeff Crosby Jr., our stage 2 winner in the mix. Peter deBorja, Mark Mann, Zach Fritsch, all these guys right here.
Big names find a way to do big things when needed. Handful of these guys, KR, we talked about them throughout the course of tonight's race, being involved in a little bit of skirmishes here and there. Mark Mann caught up and involved in some. Logan Helton with some issues earlier here tonight. 71 of Makara. He's right here running with these race leaders. He's still listed off of the lead lap. Whoa! Almost a big moment there for the 63 up at the front. But even Jimmy Reynolds seen a little bit of trouble here tonight. Anthony English almost turned on pit lane. So somehow, some way, you know, the big boys find a way when they need to, and gonna need their big boy pants on here, because halfway down the backstretch, 3 wide with just 4 to go. deBorja gonna drop to the inside, 16 from the top side to the middle lane. So a lot of jockeying and jostling going on here, KR. And I think we're far from seeing moves being made.
Yeah, this one's far from over. Just a few laps ago, the 14 of Vicente Guerrero did make his final pit stop.
That's got to be defeating all in itself. 4 laps to go and you head to pit road. At that point, you know your night is pretty much done. You know, whoa! And speaking of done, we're done with the green flag run. Trouble here with that lead pack. Problems with the backstretch. 4th caution of the night will fly.
Yellow flag comes out for some trouble down the backstretch. See if we can't figure out what went wrong to bring out this yellow flag. 17 of Jimmy Reynolds hit and turn, collects the 12 of Zach Fritsch. Might have backed this up a little too far. Just a little, Dave.
Yeah, it's alright. Fans like to see where it all comes from. Even if they have to wait.
Alright, as they work their way through 1 and 2. Jimmy Reynolds in the 17 behind the 04 Mark Mann. I am not 100% sure. That isn't necessarily like a netcode issue.
I've got nothing for it, man. I've got nothing for it. iRacing does some pretty weird things. I mean, yes, it is the world's #1 racing simulator for a reason, about as real as it can get without spending millions of dollars to trash it at the racetrack. But, you know, in the virtual world, things happen, and not everything can be accounted for. So it wouldn't shock me if there was a little bit of bubble action there. See a little bit of a wiggle out of that 12 and back end, a little bit of a push there, and all of a sudden that 17 just kind of breaks loose, KR, and heads to the inside. So just a tough deal.
I agree. I think it was a bit of netcode. So, with the yellow flag out, we will find the 42 of Peter deBorja as our race leader.
And we're going to go into overtime, so also crucial here for those guys that made those stops. How much fuel did they put in? Did they figure in enough for at least one attempt at a green-white checkered? Will we see them stacked up, torn up, and have to restack them again for a second green-white checkered attempt. I think we're gonna wrap this one up on this one, but I hate to put the bad juju on him now, but my man, bad man himself, inside the top 5 when it all comes down to it. Look for Mark Mann to do something here. I'm telling you that I won't be here for it, but I will be keeping track of it. He's gonna be one of your championship 4, and he's walking away with the thing. I'm putting it on him. You heard it here first, so when it doesn't happen, you can blame me, and when it does happen, you can blame me.
So we're blaming you.
I mean, might as well.
Perfect. I was going to do it anyways. All right, lights are out on the pace truck. Our first attempt at a green-white checkered. Looking for the white flag. That will set in motion no more green-white checkered attempts. Peter deBorja, Logan Helton on the front row for this restart. It's Nate Warren in the 04 Mark Mann, Jeff Crosby Jr. in the 44 of Anthony English. Field working through 3 and 4. We'll see if we can get to that white flag. It's gonna a long way around here, Dave. 2.66 miles. I think we can.
I mean, it's a long way around. These guys have done it for at least 94 laps already. Maybe not all at speed, but at least at some sort of pace. As pace cars in, we're going to get set to get back underway for what could be the final time here tonight from Talladega Super Speedway. And just like that, green flag flies again. deBorja shot out of a cannon. Not quite sure that's what you want on a restart here at Talladega, but he's going to get out there all by himself. Mark Mann going to take control of the outside lane as Logan Helton starts to pull the 16 with him. Big move from the bottom to the top for Helton at a 2, and will stay side by side for the race lead. Big wiggle and a push on that high side, and that's going to move Helton right around, but don't look now. 3 wide with 2 cars coming from the top.
Logan Helton in the 63 clears the 42, drops down in front of him. The 04 of Mark Mann now with some momentum in the second lane onto the front stretch. White flag in the air. Here we go, Dave. We got to get through the trioval. And here we go. White flag, final time. Dave, it's the last lap. It's your last time calling it. Take it away.
Last time with OP for the season. We'll see how much longer I can keep myself away from him, but how long will they be able to keep Helton and Mark Mann out of victory lane? Big trouble on the bottom of the racetrack. Helton gonna lose his help after big issues from that inside lane. That's gonna put the field in the hands of Mark Mann. Anthony English trying to work his way to that middle lane with Mr. Where Did He Come? Robert DuPont Going to take control of that third lane at a 4-3 wide for the race lead. Big surge from Kilday and DuPont. Will they get it at the end? Down on the bottom, here comes the English and across the line. You've got, I believe they're going to give it to the 44, and everybody going to die behind them. So by default, Anthony English and Robert DuPont are going to walk away with the top 2 spots. I think that's the way they need to do this thing. If there's a wreck at the end, coming to the line, if you survive, that's where you finish. No more, I finished in second but got wrecked. It's no, I crossed the line, but did you keep going? That would be a beautiful new rule. Crazy for us, but beautiful. Great finish, by the way, to Anthony English. Job well done. Phew. They always seem to put on a show right there at the end. It's a beautiful thing.
42 of Peter deBorja determined to finish this race. That car took a massive impact to the inside wall. He's going to be the last one to cross the start-finish line. And deBorja brings it home in 17th spot on a mission to finish the race. Let's look at the rest of our results as the 44 burns it down. Anthony English wins the race. Robert DuPont second. Third goes to Adam Kilday. 2 championship contenders in the podium. John Stevens fourth, and fifth goes to Lynn McNeese. Mark Mann in sixth. Zach Fritsch seventh. Eighth place is Andy Brigante. David Overstreet ninth, and 10th place goes to Logan Helton. Zach Workman in 11th. F. Crosby Jr. 12th, 13th, Everett Lane. Vicente Guerrero 14th, 15th place. That is going to go to Les Levy. Nate Warren 16th, Peter deBorja 17th. Last car on the lead lap. Then the 53 of Dave Hunt, 19 of Jimmy Reynolds, John McCara, Jeff Crosby Sr., and Eric Laurie round out the rest of this field. As we move on to our post-race interviews, let's kick it off by talking to our race winner. And Dave, I believe you've caught up with him.
Yeah, got a moment to talk to Anthony inside of that 44 machine. Gonna give him a moment to stop coughing after breathing in a little bit of that tire smoke. But man, a great way to finish off the race. Great way to start the second round of the playoffs. How you feeling, bud?
Oh, not too bad. Definitely awesome to get a win here in this round to advance the 4. This will actually be my first Final Four on Monday, so that's exciting itself. A little bittersweet though. I wanted to push Mark as much as I could at the end, but when that outside lane ended up with that big run, I just started double red blanking, so I ended up having to move up for Mark and to let it breathe and stuff, and Adam followed me and Adam pushed me to that win. So big shout out to Adam, and sucks for Mark. I'm sorry to Mark. I don't ever leave him in those situations, but I know just being double red and me blinking, and we would have got freight trained by everybody there. So bittersweet moment, you know.
Well, sometimes you got to make the moves that matter the most to you, and sometimes they pan out, sometimes they don't. Fortunately enough for you, it's going to move you into a comfortable position to where you don't have to worry about next week. So maybe you can work with Mark and repay the favor, pay it forward, so to speak. But enough about that, man. How do you approach the final week, or how do you approach next week? Is it all about the teammates, or are you forgetting about everything next week and just looking straight to that championship run?
No, it'll be all about helping the teammates next week. If anything, I owe Adam for pushing me, and I owe Mark for having to bail there. So I got some debts to pay next week. So you can just see me checking their rearview mirrors all night, just helping whoever I can do whatever they need me to do.
All right, my man. And well, again, congratulations on the great win here tonight, securing your spot in the championship 4. Before we let you enjoy this one, shout outs, thank yous, love yous.
Oh, big shout out to you, Dave, and KR up in turn 3. You guys do awesome work. Love watching the broadcasts and stuff back. Shout out to all the admins and everybody that do what they do. mainstream and behind the scenes to make this stuff a reality. All the teammates at Vendetta, Logan, Mark, Adam, big shout out to Adam for pushing me there, and then big shout out, sorry to Mark for having to leave. That bums me out. I hate having to do that to a teammate, but big shout out to those guys. We ran pretty decent tonight. And then everybody watching at home, family, friends, my dad, my mom, beautiful girlfriend who lets me do this and doesn't hang me for it and all that. Other than that, I think that's it. I think that's everybody.
All right, my man. Well, again, congratulations on the great run here tonight, picking up the playoff win and a championship position. Man, great job. We'll see how you go. Until next time, stay safe and keep it fast.
Thank you very much, man.
All right, that is
OKR. There you go. Final words. Victory lane. I believe you've got the next guy up.
Well, I don't know if I got the next guy. I'm looking for Robert DuPont, and I don't think he's in our chat group. I think he has gone solo here tonight. We will move on to our third place finisher. That is the 85 of Adam Kilday. And let's get a word in with him. Adam, bring it home in third place here tonight. Congratulations, man.
Yeah, dude. I mean, I ended up in a weird spot at the end. I had to choose between two teammates there on the last lap, but I felt like going with the middle would have rolled better and standing a better chance at winning the race too. I ended up going with the English there. Gave him a pretty big shove through the tri-oval, but no, for a while we were stuck on the bottom and couldn't manage to get momentum to clear ourselves up to the second lane, at least one of us, to get control, but it ended up shaping out in our favor at the end, so I guess we'll take that.
Well, man, nice job out there bringing it home in third place. Great way to kick off the round of 8. Only 2 races in this round, so a good points haul for you tonight. Shout outs, thank yous. Anything else that you'd like to say that you haven't yet?
No, do a shout out to the teammates here. Do congrats on Anthony on the win. I think Mark ended up getting 6th. Logan just in the top 10. But yeah, shout out to those teammates. Vendetta Motorsports, league admins as always, and Turn 3 Racing Network broadcast, and KR and Dave. So appreciate you guys.
All right, there you go. Adam Kilday, driver of the 85, bringing it home in third. Once again, Adam, congratulations.
Appreciate it, man.
All right, there you have it, Dave. I don't know about you, but this one I am glad it was your final race. It was a good race for you to have a send-off. So with that being said, why don't you close us out for the final time here this season?
Well, I'm not quite sure how to take that one. You're glad it's my final race, so that lets me know that you're just ready to kick me out of the booth once again. But I'm ready to kick myself out. I meant
that this one was a good one.
Well, man, it's always a good night when we get to hit the track and see some great super speedway racing action. It's been great action week in, week out, each and every Monday night for I don't know how long and how many seasons in a row with these guys. Just privileged to have the opportunity to come back and spend a little time in the booth with you and call some great super speedway action. So with that being said, race fan, that's going to be it for me. KR's got the next 2 weeks coming at you. Championship race just 2 weeks away. Who's going to take the big boy hardware? You're going to have to tune in to to find out. If you haven't already, show these drivers some love and appreciation. Drop them a thumbs up, click subscribe, smash the bell over there on the right-hand side. And that's going to be it from me. We're going to roll up the cords, cut off the lights. And until next time, my friends, stay safe, stay loved, and we'll meet you. Turn 3.
Premier Racing Setups is the longest running setup shop on iRacing. Our monthly subscription options start as low as $20 a month. We offer setups for dirt oval, asphalt oval, and road racing, covering a wide range of cars and skill levels. Built and tested by top-tier sim racers, this isn't just a business, it's a community of competitive drivers. If you want to better your iRacing experience, head over to PremierRacingSetups.com today. And remember, if you don't get one, you're going to chase one.